Hello and welcome to the J Train Podcast. Every Monday and Thursday with your emails, your stories, your questions. J Train gonna answer your questions. You got your problem's gonna get answered. I don't know why you came to me, but we're gonna try our best. We don't know if we can rest on the sidelines of love. That's right, the J Train Podcast, every Monday and Thursday with your emails, your stories, your questions. A capacity audience here at Feather Nation Studios. Shelby here on the ones and twos. Love this music. It's got some, I'm in Florida right now, so it's feeling very Boca. Like I could be waltzing through the outdoor section of a restaurant that kind of doesn't have an indoor. The indoor bleeds into the outdoor. This feels like I should have a drink in my hand. I love it. Getting us into that springtime groove. It's feeling good, Shelby. How are you? What's going on?
I'm just enjoying the weather. Makes me feel like, oh, the weather opens up. Maybe the world can open up again.
That's right. It's metaphorical. It's if the weather opens up, we can open up as people. Maybe come together. You know, you never know.
I hope so.
So, listen, Shelby here on the ones and twos. If you're listening right now, I got some live shows going on. I think Long Island, if you're out there, I'm coming. Long Island. I got some other things coming up. We're going to be coming to Jersey, Connecticut. I think DC is on the list for the fall. The fall, that's coming back. But listen, if you want more J-Train in your life, Patreon's the place to go. Patreon.com/Jared Freid. I got 3 extra podcasts a week for $5 a month. That is a deal. And then YouTube. Get involved with YouTube. The new special, Socially Distanced, of course. It's on there. It's all jokes about 2020. Let's laugh at the tough times so that we can go into the new year, the new spring, the new vaccinated future, feeling good. That's right. A light amount of laughter from the Feather Nation Studios. They enjoyed the special. I want you to enjoy the special. I'm very excited about today's guest. New to the show. Hit that button, Shelby. Do we have that button?
We do.
Hit that button. New to the show.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. A new guest.
I'm so excited. Our guest today, hilarious comic, has a new special on Netflix. Erin Jackson, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
How are you? What's going on? Congratulations on the special. I want everyone to go watch it. Erin Jackson is a part of season 2 of Tiffany Haddish's Presents They Ready. It's episode 2. Skip episode 1. Just go straight to episode 2. Go watch Erin Jackson. She's so hilarious. How amazing. Yeah, turn on that Netflix.
That's
You're
my
in.
favorite song.
Hit that Netflix button. Erin, how are you? What's going on?
I'm good. I mean, I'm okay. I'm good.
You're
in
good.
Life, but I don't feel great, which we were talking about a teeny bit.
You're a little hungover, which, listen, you've come to the right place. I know a hangover. I've been there. It was your birthday this week, so happy birthday. There's a reason for that. The birthday hangover is one of those where you go, it's fine. Birthday week. I needed to do it. I had to get it out of my system, and then you go, enough already, right?
Yeah, because here's the thing. I'm not even a birthday weeker. I'm not like a birthday monther. I'm not one of those people. So I'm going hard on the birthday. You understand?
Okay. You're like, this is it.
I'm like, I got one night, just one night only, like Dreamgirls. And I got it in, Jared. I drank a whole lot of different things.
Love it.
And
you're a bourbon person.
I'm a bourbon person, but I was drinking. So I drank a rosé champagne bottle.
Had to. It's
and
a
then
celebration.
I do love bourbon, but what I was drinking that night was a rye. It was a Angel's Envy rye, and it's yum.
If I could ask you, yeah, there it is. There's that delicious drink getting poured. What got you into bourbon, and what do you love about it? Because I'm sure, like, I feel like the audience that listens to this podcast, I feel like it's a vodka soda audience. They're just like, get it in me. Let me get drunk. Let me, get that buzz. I don't want to taste it, but I don't want to, what gets you into bourbon?
Well, I'm racist, so I like brown liquor only. I don't fuck with white liquor at all.
Yeah.
No, I'm a 70-year-old black man. That's why I drink whiskey. And no, I love the taste of bourbon. Like I just do.
Yeah.
I think it's sweet, and when you find bourbons that you like with different notes, like I'm just kind of like a fan. I bourbon trail. I've been to all the distilleries. I like to do all that nerd stuff.
And I will say, whenever I have like dug into like it's a bourbon night, the best part about bourbon to me is 3 sips in, it kind of like mellows your whole body. There's a different type of, it's not like I'm drunk, I'm just chilled.
Yeah, that's how I like to feel. I've obviously had experiences with other liquor. Like I just can't do vodka. It makes me a different kind of drunk that I don't like to be. And go ahead.
I understand that. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've gotten into vodka. So my mom drinks. So I'm in Florida with my parents, and my mom drinks like flavored vodka on the rocks with a lime.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't like vodka. Like just straight up vodka to me is like a tough drink.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, and my big problem with like trying to lose weight and trying to eat right is that I'll get drunk and then I'll want to drunk eat. Like that's my first move. And for some reason with a flavored vodka, it slows me up just enough to not feel like I have to be like going out and eating after. I don't know what it is.
Honestly, when I drink, I lose my appetite. So really? I'm like, maybe I should become an alcoholic. I'm really starting to think that don't you think, Shelby? Yeah, I'm thinking I should become an alcoholic and be skinny, and then I'll deal with the other problem later.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? It's like you tackle one thing at a time.
Well, it would be the hardest thing to like, Aaron, we think you do look great. I guess we shouldn't say any. I don't know what to do. Like
in rehab, you're so thin.
I know. Yeah.
What are you doing? What do you? Oh, I wake up with a Bud Light. That's what I do. So tell us about the special, because I want everyone to go follow Aaron at EJ the Comic on all platforms. It's gonna be all over my social medias. The special. I mean, I love watching you on stage. Everyone here listening or watching on YouTube is gonna love you as well. You're a part of this group that they do. Basically, Tiffany Haddish is like, is that what it is? She loves you. Get up on here. Do a special. How did it work out? That's
pretty
amazing.
Much. It's the second season. The first season, and the way she did it is just like so freaking amazing. Like she didn't just say like, "Oh, I'm going to do this series." Tiffany was offered a special at Netflix for herself. They offered her whatever amount of money. And she said, I'll just take a portion of that. Why don't you take the rest of the money and give my friends specials? Like she did it like that.
What an amazing.
I know.
Like that is like, and it is, I was talking to someone the other day about, I was trying to get on a podcast, like as a guest. And when you try to get on a podcast, you feel like kind of you just feel like I feel like a nudge. I feel like a dick. I don't know. I know the crowd here is touched. But the person who had the podcast isn't a stand-up, but they've done stand-up before. Okay. And I got like angry because I'm like, that means Tiffany is a stand-up. That means she knows like, listen, It could have happened to anybody. There's people I love that I know
Right.
other people are going to love. And I know how much a special would like spread it around. When someone, you know, and when this person basically said no to me going on their podcast, I was like, that's right. They can join the stand-up world when they get to have fun with it. And then when the stand-up is in need or you know, whatever, they're like, oh, who? I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't do that. But that's what's so beautiful about, you know, Tiffany, who's been around. She's done stand-up. She's a fantastic stand-up. But she's like, I know there's all these other people out there that are so good.
She's amazing. She did that the first season. Everybody I think was like a friend of hers. And then this season, I think she probably had relationships with everybody on the cast except for me. I had never met her.
Wow.
She had only seen my work, you know, seen me live before but I didn't even meet her when she saw me. And she gave me this opportunity and shared her platform. So it's like, who does that? You know,
who does that? That takes such a confident person,
right,
and a nice person. Like we forget about the confidence involved, and like, yeah, I listen, you know, spread it around. I'll be fine. You know, well, that's awesome. I want everyone to go watch it because hilarious. I see Aaron at the Cellar when we used to do comedy in New York.
The before times.
In the before times. I want everyone to go follow at EJ the Comic. Go. The special, it's season 2, episode 2. Just go right to it right now. Add it to your queue. Add it to your favorites. Get involved. It just like Tiffany Haddish looking at Aaron going, yeah, listen, let's get some other people in here. That's how appreciative we are of when you guys are like, oh, I heard them on the podcast and I'm going to go watch it now. Like, we feel the same way. So let's do some emails. You ready?
Let's do it.
jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Send anything you like. The age-old question, this one's called. You ready? I've got a short and sweet question for you. You frequently talk about scenarios. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Regis is waiting. I guess Regis isn't alive anymore, but Regis would be waiting. Okay. You're frequently talking about scenarios where the ex may have come back into the picture. I recently left someone to go back to my ex. Also, my friend recently got abandoned because the guy she was seeing went back to his ex. Why is this so common? How frequently do you think the homecoming works out? Do you think it's healthy or dooming to break up and get back together? So, Aaron, what do you think? I have to point something out from her email because I think it's so funny what happens with the male-female dynamic. She says, I recently left someone to go back to my ex. And then she goes, my friend was got abandoned.
Left on the side of the road.
Like, is it when he does it, it's a abandon her. When I did it, listen, I left for something better for me. And it's like, okay, what are we talking about here? But Aaron, what do you think?
A better job opportunity.
Right. Left for my mental health, you know.
Well, I have a lot of experience with going back.
You do?
I do, to the same person a lot. And it was bad every time. And I kept doing it. Don't do it.
Well, what do you think? Like,
so you come crawling back, you cheap sack of shit.
That's right. Can you imagine?
That got sad. Sad.
We could have stopped at crawling back, but thanks, Danny DeVito. So what do you think, after some self-reflection, why do you think you went back to an ex? Because this person's saying, why is this so common? Like, I can tell you why I've done it. I've been there as well. I think there isn't a person out there that has been single in their 20s and 30s that hasn't done this.
Yeah. I mean, I went back because I was in love. But other times, you know, I've just gone back to, you know, maybe not an ex, but definitely like hit up an old, you know, booty call plenty.
Sure.
Like, oh yeah, it's me again. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I think the thing that broke you up, you know, rarely changes. People I don't think grownups change that much. I really don't. And you miss a person and then, yeah, they're the same. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's why I left. That's why I abandoned you.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think people change that much. I think you can go maybe like 5% to the right or left, but you are what you is. Like I think about that with like eating. Like I've like just with me, like it always comes down to like trying to eat better. And I'm like, Jared, you're just this way. Like this is like, you're going to deal with this forever. So let's figure out a way to like deal with like eating and exercise and drinking in a way that's not someone else, but it is you. You know, and I think the same goes for relationships. To me, anytime I go back to someone, it's comfort. Yeah. You know, it's in also the no feels less bad, I think. When it's someone new, it's like you have no idea why they said no. And you can only think of maybe the worst case scenario. Well, they didn't like me. I wasn't hot enough for them. When it's someone you've been with before, the no is, well, we didn't work out, or, you know, they just never wanted to be with me anyways. But there is comfort if they do let you back in. You basically, you know how it works. Like there's less mystery.
Yeah, no, I definitely think there's something to that. And especially, you know, the kind of life that, you know, we lead. I mean, I won't rope you into my shit, but like, you know, it's not a lot of weekends and nights that I'm free to get to know somebody new. So it's easy to just go back to like, all right, well, I know that's a situation that they already understand what this is, and I'm not going to be here, and we're going to have to do stuff on Tuesday afternoons and not, you know, Friday nights.
Well, also they know the deal. Right. You know, like, and you know, they can do Tuesdays. They can deal with this. And they say, how frequently doesn't the homecoming work out? This person is calling it a homecoming because they're now back with their ex. I don't think, like, to me, it only works out for you have to be a certain strong type of person to be different than you were. Like, you can't trust the other person to be different, but you have to be different. You have to be more communicative. And also you have to be ready to leave it. Like, if you're not ready to leave it again, if the new rules that you've decided upon, like going back without self-reflection, like you're damned. Like it's just not going to work out. I can't see that. You're just going to come to, again, like you said, like to the same issues you had before. But going back being like, okay, I'm only going back if we're going on dates. If it feels like we're moving along, if it feels like we're, you know, I feel loved. And the minute you don't feel that, you can't go, well, let's see if they change over the next month. No. You've already had the past.
Right. The only reason I would say, I shouldn't say the only, but one of the few situations I can think of, like, oh, I'll go back to somebody. I mean, because it would depend on why you broke up, right? Like if it was like something like distance or something, or somebody moved, you know what I mean? Like something that wasn't a problem with the relationship, but just a thing that happened in life. Yeah. Right?
Like you come back, guess, hey, I'm back. I think that happens like when people count on the distance, like when the person comes back, hey, I'm back in town. It has to be, we try again. Right. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's, I'm back in town. So, you know, if you ever want to call me, I'm here. And then you're like, well, that wasn't so romantic. That wasn't flowers on the doorstep, you know? But again, it's easy to get looped into, hey, I'm here. And then you go, you know, he is there. She is there. It did taste pretty good before. It's like, to me, it's like, it's almost like food that you have in the fridge. You're like, I could get that, you know? I could heat it up, you know? JTrainPodcast@gmail.com, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Aaron Jackson @EJ the Comic. Go follow the special. Tiffany Haddish presents They Ready, Season 2, Episode 2. People Pleaser owns her standard. You ready? Feather. I recently was texting with a guy I met on Bumble about a month or a month and a half ago. He was one of the first I matched with, but we haven't met up due to him consistently taking insanely long to respond to texts. It's normal for him to not get back to my texts for about a week. He's never really explained why he takes so long, but apologizes every time when he inevitably takes days to get back to me. Anyways, I kept forgetting about him since his communication is so bad, and I'm dating other guys who are responding to my texts in the meantime. The last thing this guy texted me was, "Hey, my day has been good. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you." And I said, "It's okay, but I do assume you're not interested when you don't text me back for a day or a week at a time. If you're not interested, it's fine. Let me know." And he took another week to text me back after this and said, "Hey, I'm definitely interested. Want to go on a walk sometime?" To which I replied, "Hi. I would have liked I would have liked to, but honestly, I'm not really into it anymore due to your communication style." He said, "Wow, really? Well, that's a bummer. I didn't reply to this." My question is, when you own your standard, how do you cope with unreasonable people getting angry or annoyed with you? As a people pleaser, I feel very uncomfortable when anyone is upset with me, which I know I have to work on getting over. However, his response just made me feel guilty bad when I know I did the right thing for me. Any words of encouragement? Aaron Jackson, what do you think?
You're doing the right thing. I'm going through that right now. I literally just downloaded Bumble like 2 weeks ago, but I learned because I've done obviously dating apps in the past, but now I'm like, look, I get it. I'm not invested in you as a person. We don't know each other. It doesn't hurt my feelings that you don't, because you have to think of how many people you don't want to respond to that you meet in the app. So don't take it personally. Don't let anybody you don't know affect you when they're the one being flaky. Like, you don't have to beg some stranger to reply to you. You don't know him. So you did the right thing. You keep dating other people or keep talking to other people. That's what the apps are for. You're not supposed to just meet one person and stop talking.
I agree with you. And I think what she did is great. I have one note to give on the email because there's something very specific that was written. Okay. But we have to admit to that these apps are meant to be kind of are not meant to be the same as in-person interactions. We have to admit to that. We have to admit that these apps, like the idea of like, "Hey, what's up?" and then not answering, it's okay to not answer, "Hey, what's up?" on a dating app. You've made other decisions. That's okay. That's not the same as going up to someone in a bar and being next to them and like, "Hey, what's up?" and then they just ignore you. Those two are not the same thing. And I don't think she feels that way, but the way the email is written, it does feel that way. Like, you have to adjust your brain for app interaction versus in-person interaction and really separate those.
No, I think that's true. Like, I've had situations though where I connect with the person, meaning like we connect off the app and then we talk on the phone.
Sure.
And then it's back to now you have my number and it's still now we're back to good morning. What's up? I'm like, I'm not going to do that. We've already had a conversation. You know how to call me.
Sure.
So call me or don't.
You have had the ability to download the app, talk to me on the app, get my number, talk on the phone. And then all of a sudden you lose all ability for making a plan for a date. And now your only ability is to say good morning. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of the blissful naivete that we give people because of internet stuff. Like, it's like when someone comments on a Facebook post without liking it, and their comments a little like they're adding like a joke to your joke, or it's a little just like punchy, and you're like, yeah, you're being a dick. Like, like you didn't, nowhere in this internet interaction did you show any love. You just looked at what I said and you were like, and another thing. Like, I didn't
this
post
could be
this.
better. Right.
Yeah, right? It's what they're saying. I will say to this person is owning your standard is not asking someone to tell you when they don't want to talk to you. So I think something she did in this is actually, "Hey, my day's been good. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you." And then she wrote, "I said, it's okay, but I do assume you're not interested when you don't text me back for a day or a week at a time. If you're not interested, that is fine. Let me know." I think you're going at this at the wrong perspective. Like, you match with someone on an app, you have a conversation that over the course of a month that is taking days and weeks to get back to one another. For you to say, well, also, you're not interested in them. You noticed it. The minute you go, "I don't like the way this guy's talking to me," goodbye. Like, the fact that she went, I don't like the way you're talking to me, so let me know if you're interested in me. Like, doesn't that seem flawed?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because you're putting the ball in their court, but you've already decided to. And I think, there was a time in my life when I was younger, where I wanted to have the last word in situations like this. Just so you know, I know you're being a dick, right? But now I just cut it off. Like, I have a good friend, my one of my best friends, and he would say things, and even with relationships with women that I would have, like friendships with girls, not like deep friendships, but he would be like I would talk to somebody and he'd be like, I'm like, oh, she's calling me again, and he'd be like, don't respond. Yeah. Do you want to see her? And I'm like, no, but that'd be rude if I don't respond. He was like, is that rude? Or is it rude to just does it make sense to keep talking to a person, but never planning to get together with her, or always never being available? She was like, just stop doing it. And I was like, that's such a man thing to do. But you know what? I do it now. I'm like, I will ghost you.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, again, the who's being rude conversation. Like, listen, I don't need to let someone know they're being rude. You can let someone know, like, yeah, this isn't the relationship I have to keep up. I don't have to be the person spinning plates,
right?
To make sure, well, you're just the plate to be spun. Like, I agree with your friend, and then like I look at this person, and it's like a month and a half of never meeting the person. Like, and I don't judge them because this happens. Like, I don't think this is a crazy circumstance. This is a circumstance that happens all the time. But I will say, well, how do you cope with unreasonable people? Like, this is a person you've never met. You don't like them. It's okay. You didn't go on the dating app to get liked by everybody. You went on the dating app to find the right person. Yeah. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Erin Jackson at EJ the Comic. Go follow. She's going to be in D.C. I know we got a lot of D.C. people. D.C., April 15th through 17th at the D.C. Improv. That's a fantastic club. Go. Go get those tickets. The J-Train podcast is brought to you by Rothy's. Have you heard about Rothy's yet? The comfortable, washable, and sustainable shoe and bag company that makes getting dressed easy. They're carefully crafted with eco-friendly materials like repurposed plastic water bottles and marine plastic. It's no surprise that Rothy's best-selling shoe, the Point in Black, has over 5,000 near-perfect reviews. I'll say this, my mom has had these for a while, and she can't stop talking about them. She loves Rothy's shoes. She said they're comfortable, they're great, and it's that in-between shoe that all of us need right now. It's that shoe that gets us from point A to point B when it's not a fancy occasion, but you don't want to be in your slips. Rothy's comes in an ever-changing array of colors, prints, patterns, and range of styles. Rothy's shoes are seamlessly knit with thread made from plastic water bottles, so they're ultra comfortable as soon as you slip them on. That's right, there's zero break-in period. Refinery29 says Rothy's are equal parts comfortable and chic, and Health says they're the most comfortable shoes on earth. Plus, Rothy's always comes with free shipping and free returns on eligible items. Rothy's has transformed nearly 100 million bottles into beautiful shoes, handbags, and face masks. Another major bonus, Rothy's are fully machine washable. Every time they need a refresh, you can simply toss them in the washing machine. That's huge. Okay, so everyone needs to go check out all the amazing shoes, bags, and masks available right now at rothys.com/jtrain. That's rothys.com, rothys.com/jtrain. Style and sustainability meet to create your new favorites. Head to rothys.com/jtrain today. The J-Train podcast is brought to you by Noom. Think about everything you've learned about getting healthy. There's a lot of contradictory information out there, and things like that old-fashioned food pyramid aren't much help. enter Noom. It's not about what you just ate, but about how you eat in general. Based in psychology, Noom teaches you how to eat so you can accomplish your personal health goals and stick with them long term. Because you don't need rules to lose weight, you need knowledge. If you want to get healthy and stay healthy, you need to know more about how you make decisions. Noom teaches you about eating, your cravings, and how to build new habits so you can ditch your misconceptions and get smart about food and the choices you make. With Noom, you pick the health goals that are right for you, and Noom personalizes a weight loss program to help your aspirations become reality. I love what Noom is doing because I think, getting healthy and being comfortable in your own body is all about perspective changes. You just have to look at things from another angle. Oh, when do I have lunch? What should I have for lunch? What do I eat? When do I eat? Should I eat before I get hungry? Should I eat after I'm starving? You should, these are all things that Noom helps you with. It's based in psychology. Noom teaches you why you make the choices you do and gives you the tools to replace your habits with healthier ones. I've been really on a health kick lately, and a big part of it has been eating ahead of when I'm getting to that point of, extreme hunger. And with Noom, the calorie tracker is so helpful because I can say, oh, here's what I've had, and I can track what I'm doing throughout the day. Noom is designed by psychologists, but there's no scientific jargon or complicated stuff to remember. Noom makes learning easy. There's a science to getting healthier. It's called Noom. Sign up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/JTrain. Learn how to eat again with Noom. Sign up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/JTrain. Sign up today at Noom, Noom.com/JTrain. This one's called Stuck in the Middle. Okay, you ready? JTrain. I'll try to make this one quick for you. I'm 28 years old and moved to a new city in June. I have one good guy friend that lives here that I knew from college. I dated his best friend for 2 years, and we broke up almost 4 years ago. This is a relevant fact. We have since remained friends. This summer, he was dating a girl that I became friends with almost instantly upon moving here. They ended up breaking up in November, and I've continued to stay friends with this girl. She's fun. I don't have a lot of friends here, and it's hard to make friends in a pandemic. That's right. This feels very, very much like we're in a rom-com coming-of-age movie. I don't think he's completely over the breakup based on conversations we've had, but I still continue to be friends with both of them and hang out with them separately. It's nearing the end of February, and he's now dating a new girl. This past weekend, I posted a photo on Instagram of me with his ex. It was 2 pictures, one of us to dinner and one from skiing with the caption, "Get a girl who can do both." We all get it. Really posted it to flaunt myself because, who doesn't want a girl who can ski during the day and get dressed up at night? Sunday morning, I happened to be on Instagram and realized that he had unfollowed me. I assumed it was because of the post. It's been a few days, and it's sad. It's been a few days, and I haven't heard from him, and honestly, I don't know how to approach the subject. Did he delete me in a drunken rage? Did he throw away our 6-year friendship for one picture? The whole thing doesn't exactly seem fair, especially because the only reason we're even friends is because I dated his best friend. I'd love your advice on how to approach the subject and talk to him about it. Maybe I'm overreacting and putting words in his mouth, and maybe it was truly an accident, but I really don't know. Keep doing the Lord's work. What do you think, Aaron Jackson?
Okay, I'm sorry. This is not the guy she dated. This is the friend that lives in the town she lives, right?
So this is the friend in the new town who dated the woman that who she is now friends with and posted the pictures with.
Yeah. I mean,
and the pictures, she sent the pictures along. They're very innocent. I mean, get a girl who can do both. We've all heard.
And she didn't add him, right? She just posted it to her account.
Just posted it to her account, and they're like, it's not even like they look like 2 very nice women. Like this isn't like a post that I would be like, whoa, thirst trapping. Like right. These are very innocent, fun pictures.
Well, is it you? Does she? So are we thinking it's like a? Maybe she's thinking it's how could you choose her over me? But did they have a bad breakup? We don't know this.
We don't know. And he's dating someone else.
So what's it? That doesn't make sense. It's not like, they were already, Yeah, because you didn't date him either. So it's just like you're friends with my ex. We're friends. But yeah, if they had a bad breakup, I guess. But that's stupid. I mean, I guess he doesn't follow her either. I don't know how to answer that question. Actually, I mean, she didn't do anything wrong.
Well, she didn't do any. Let's start at that. She didn't do anything wrong. I'm with you on that completely. I will say there's a few options. I love that anything that someone does to you happens in a rage. You know, like sometimes you're like, yeah, I just had to unfollow them. It just wasn't making me feel good. And the other person takes that as, oh, they must have had a rage unfollowing spree. And it's like
drunken rage.
Drunken rage. Yeah. I will say this. Here's option one that comes to mind, and is that the new girlfriend saw the picture. Who are they? And he didn't want to explain it, or he did explain it, and that made things uncomfortable in his new relationship. That's like the best case scenario to me, as far as like him not being
the friend's account. Like, it's not like it's his ex's account.
I know. I even that is crazy. I agree, but it is. That's the only like situation where I go, yeah, he's just trying to keep his new relationship easy. And I kind of get that, because I'm one of those people that keeps relationships easy over communicating, and that's my fault. And that's not a good quality, but I can understand it. Okay. The one other thing I would say is it made him feel bad. You know, you're the past. But I think with a lot of social media stuff, the problem is the unsaid leaves everyone to their own devices. And that's so, like, her saying it's a drunken rage is the same thing that he could be doing, where he goes, oh, she's trying to make me feel bad with this ex that we didn't end well, or we broke up. Which is wrong, but that's what we do. We go to the worst case scenario when we don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So I think for her, what I would do if I'm her, I go to the friend, and you got to be a little vulnerable. You go to this guy and you say, hey, we've been friends for 4 years. I posted a picture the other day of you and your ex and I, who has become a good friend of mine in a new town. And I value the friendship. But I also value your friendship, and I saw you unfollowed. If it was a mistake, if it was out of nothing, that's fine. But I do want to know that we're okay.
Yeah.
That's an okay text to send, because it's on her mind enough to email us, you know?
Right.
Would you send a text like that?
Yeah, I'm good for doing that. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm pretty open with like, hey, I'm confused, or this hurt my feelings, or whatever. Like, I'll do it. Yeah.
And I think what it does is it goes from assumptions of drunken rage and fuck that person posting my ex to, oh, this is the real tone of the conversation. Then, you know, you would hope he would get back and say, you know what? I felt bad seeing my ex, things ended, but I'm trying to get away from seeing her because it makes me want to go back sometimes, and I know that's not the right relationship for me. Like, that's the most vulnerable he could be.
Right.
You know, but guys are generally not good at these things. If he's someone that in the middle of the night would unfollow you, he might not be the person to be vulnerable. But at least you've done your due diligence.
Right. And that's all you can do.
jtrainpodcast@gmail.com, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Here's one from a dude. You ready? It's called Why Am I Like This? Okay, this could get sad real quick. Okay. Jared, love the show. I'm in desperate need of your sage-like wisdom.
What about my sage-like wisdom? Oh, he didn't know I was here.
He didn't know you'd be here. So, but he is in desperate need of yours. Okay, so I'm 26-year-old male. Have been dating this girl, 27-year-old female, casually for a few weeks. We both got to the point where we agreed to become more serious and make it official, quote unquote, boyfriend, girlfriend. Once that happened, I cannot understand why, but it's like a switch went off and I'm no longer interested in the relationship at all. Oof. These are the words I have been there. Yeah, no fun. Before assigning a title to it, I was super into her. Hanging as much as we could, buying expensive dinners, etc. But then all of a sudden, once we crossed that boundary, it was like I was almost mad at her for wanting to be more serious. This girl's so nice and really likes me. I feel awful that I'm feeling this way. But I'm real close to ending it already. Is this just years of commitment fears rearing its head? Could I be genuinely unhappy with all the small things I was trying to ignore now that we are more serious? Should I just stay in this feeling meh in hopes of the original feeling returns? Looking forward to your guidance. Aaron Jackson. This is one of those, like, I like this email because it's truly male and honest.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I'm sure there are women listening throwing things at their iPods. I'm sure. Like, I get that. They're not wrong, but this is, listen.
I mean, just because he's being honest doesn't mean he's not being a dick. Like,
both are true. Both can be true.
Both are true, but it's honest, so that's fair. No, you're not. You're probably not just disliking little things you're ignoring. It probably is that you don't want to be in a committed relationship. There's no switch that flips. It's a girl you liked hanging out with, and now you feel maybe trapped or some way. Now you have different responsibilities or things that you think. The thing is, though, what I found, I will just say this, is like, I feel like people take that too seriously. Like, they think everything has to change. Like, that there are like these duties of a boyfriend that are so different from somebody that you're dating. And there are some, but like, I feel like a lot of that is in our brains. Like, it's something, people make it bigger than it is.
I'm with you. And this is usually the feedback from women where they go, I wasn't looking to be more. I wasn't looking for an engagement, or I wasn't looking for, and I do know from the guy perspective, it's like, things do move forward, like, no matter what. And boyfriend, girlfriend, there is this feeling of the minute that happens, then the clock renews for the next step. And not even when it's not even being asked for, the clock is up there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know how to, because I agree with you, because you could go, but I also think that the more you're into someone, the more you're in love, the more you're ready with someone, the more you're like, yeah, the clock's up there. That's fun. Sure. Let's.
Yeah.
So I think if you're aware of that clock, you start going, well, maybe this isn't the relationship for me. And the timeline of this sucks because you're like, the minute you get in it, you go, oh my God. This was, I buttoned the shirt wrong. I got to go all the way to the bottom to unbutton, to get the
Doesn't it sound
right.
like, though, that this is a pattern? Didn't he make it seem like this is what he always does?
He did. When he writes, why am I like this?
Yeah.
It does make it sound like I can't understand why. Switch went off. He's no longer. I mean, at that point, you have to wonder, how are you dating from the beginning?
Right.
How purposeful are you? Are you just getting into it with anybody because you just want another body there, and then that body, you kind of convince yourself into it because you're going, well, they're nice to me, they're cute, they're fun, why wouldn't I? But you didn't make the decision in the first place.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
that. There's a million and one things, but I gotta say, should I just stay in this feeling meh is not the answer.
No.
You got to own the mistake.
But it's also not something that she did that you're seeing all of us. If it's a pattern, it's not something every girl that you decide to. And how did you agree to be together too? Was she just like,
sure,
I want to be your girlfriend? Is that cool with you? Like, or did you say like, yeah, let's do this? I mean, if you.
The way he wrote it, we both got to the point where we agreed to become more serious and make it official. Like, that doesn't like that sounds like a business meeting and not a fun, like, hey, I like you, you like me, let's not fuck other people. You know what I mean? Like, the agreed to be with one another is just not a fun way to get into a relationship. You should be, I do believe in excitement. I do believe in excitement for steps, not just like, excitement gets kind of crossed over with the physical stuff, but like excitement for like, I want to go away with you. I want to get to know you more. I want to but I think, to me, when you get to this, like, the minute you're in a relationship, you're like, it's not him. I think it's not the little things she's doing. It's not the little thing. Like, those little things he's only noticing because he feels like he he's in something he doesn't want to be in. So I think you got to end this, but you have to review how you're letting people into your life and how you're approaching people. I think that's like a problem I've had in the past where I'm like, oh, they like me, so I like them, so I'm just going to like go along with this. And then it's like, did you even make a choice in this matter? Did you even like think of your own taste? And that takes reflection. And listen, you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel guilty, but it's time to like admit to like, hey, and also not blame her for this ending. It's the idea that like, hey, I've made some mistakes and I enjoyed my time with you, but I got ahead of myself and I think this is not the right relationship for me.
Yeah. Or, I'm not really ready for a relationship. I thought I was looking for one, but that's not where I am. Like, not even like, you're not the person for me. More like, this is not a thing I want. And I think that, is fair to say to a woman that hasn't done anything different.
Definitely. And we are not here for the same thing. And that's okay. The J-Train podcast is brought to you by Native Deodorant. Looking to upgrade your self-care routine? Do what I did and make the switch to Native. I got to say, I love using clean and healthy bath products. It feels good to put something on your body that you know has ingredients that you actually like. You can pronounce the ingredients. You know the names. They sound familiar. It's not just, and Native's aluminum-free deodorant is a great addition to your daily routine. Native cares about what you put on your armpits. That's why their deodorants ingredients list includes things you've actually heard of, like coconut oil and shea butter. Like that shea butter, Another plus, none of their products are tested on animals. Almost everything is vegan. Switching to Native from an antiperspirant doesn't mean you'll have to worry about that midday BO either. Native will have you walking around smelling like coconut and vanilla, citrus and herbal musk, or maybe even lavender and rose. I love the coconut and vanilla, and it lasts. You can choose from over 10 scents, including their classics and rotating seasonals, so you're guaranteed to find one you love. I'll say about the seasonals, too, it's a nice switch up. Native Deodorant has over 16,000 five-star reviews and has been featured on the Today Show for a reason. It works. Make the switch to Native today by going to nativedeo.com/JTrain or use promo code JTrain at checkout. Get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/JTrain or use promo code JTrain at checkout for 20% off your first order. The J-Train podcast is brought to you by Solo Stove. Ooh, don't we all have those fun fireside memories? Like, all of us have that thing where you look back, you go, I remember roasting marshmallows. I remember telling ghost stories. Life's best moments happen around a roaring fire, and a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your fireside moments even more memorable. Solo Stove's ingenious smokeless design makes it so that you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the warmth of the fire instead of dodging fumes. And here's one more reason to love spring. Solo Stove is offering a free fire pit stand with the purchase of any smokeless fire pit during their spring sale. Get the most from spring and get the most from your new smokeless fire pit. Win-win. Solo Stove is great because they let cool air pass under the pit, creating an insulated barrier that shields the ground like a wood deck. Listen, people, this is a no-brainer. What I love about Solo Stove, and especially because the weather's getting nice, it's spring, you extend your space. You take a space that you might not have used before, your backyard, the front yard, just an area, and now you make it a livable space, a space that you're going to have fun in and create memories in. Solo Stove creates story-worthy moments, fireside fumes not included. The stainless steel construction is designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. That's a big deal, too, where it's like, you don't want the smoke in your face. There's so little smoke, you'll wonder how there's so much fire. No campfire smell on your clothes and hair, and nothing left but ultrafine ash for easy cleanup. From camp stoves to backyard bonfire, Solo Stove products are portable and built to last. easy to light. With a few bits of starter, your fire's blazing in minutes. Buy a fire pit during their spring sale and get a free stand, making your Solo Stove even more versatile. And the Solo Stove is so confident in their product, they give you a lifetime warranty for every purchase. I love this. Extend your property. Make it a livable area. Make this spring one to remember with a smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove and get a free stand with any purchase of a fire pit. Just use our promo code JTRAIN at checkout. That's solostove.com, promo code JTRAIN. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Aaron Jackson at EJ the Comic. Go follow. The special, fantastic, hilarious, go. They Ready, Season 2, Episode 2. Go for it right now. Let's do this. We're on this subject. Hello. First breakup. Hello. Thank you for always providing great advice. I need your perspective on something I emailed you earlier this year in regards to my boyfriend. I'm 22. He's 23. Unfortunately, we broke up mid-January. We mostly broke up because I think he just wanted to be single. He told me that he wants to save money. It's very sad. He wants to save money, play video games, and sleep. Oh, God. Hey, I think we should end this. I'm just looking to save some cash and,
you're an expensive habit, chick.
Yeah.
Dudes rock.
Then work things out with me. Sure, that was not the whole conversation, but that was what sticked in my head. He also expressed that he felt like he did too many activities and went out to dinners, bars more than he wanted to. I know things weren't perfect. Our communication needed work. Pretty sad about this. I've never experienced a breakup before. We have seen each other a few times since things ended. We always end up falling back into relationship mode and have a great time together. I mentioned getting back together with him. He said he isn't ready and that he needs to realize that we are over before he can consider us again. He tells me that I am amazing and still loves me, wants to take care of me / protect me. What gives? I'm having a hard time processing this breakup. He seems fine. He recently deleted our photos off of Instagram and told me he was on a dating app. I want to keep talking to him, but he would prefer that we don't keep communication. Why are we having such different reactions? Why does he still tell me that he wants to take care of me? Is it true that men process breakups differently? What are some things you recommend to heal during the time like this? Well, we're sorry to this emailer. Aaron, what do you think? Are there things that you see that she could be doing differently?
I mean, she's 22.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's 23, and that's the answer.
Yeah.
He's 23. That's what's wrong.
And I think also the answer of her, she's 22, is also like, you got to meet new people. You got to have new experiences. And him saying that he still wants to take care of you or likes you. No. He's saying all those things because he does like you as a person, but he doesn't want to keep hurting you. And he's saying those things to try and let you go lightly, but you're taking it as some sort of version. The way you're looking at it is, oh, he's looking for ways to come back to me. No. He's looking to ship off, and he's trying to kick off of the dock without making any ripples in the water.
Yeah, no, and don't, because if you get into that cycle, man, you're so young. This is the time when date new people, just meet new people. It's too early, as take it from an old lady. It's don't meet new people now. And, if he's a good dude and he stays around, that's fine. You guys stay friends or whatever, but like, don't, he's telling you that he's not ready.
Take it from an old man. I'll say this. She needs to break up with him again. And it needs to be full breakup. It needs to be, hey, she has to stop trying to get through this in the way he's getting through it. It feels like she's like following his lead. She's like, he took the pictures down. He's going on a dating app. Why is he moving on so quickly? Because I don't think that when someone comes to you mid-January with, hey, I'm spending too much money, I want to play video games, and I got to sleep, that was the first time they ever thought of breaking up. And I'm sorry that is a reveal of this. And he was thinking about this. I'm sure he wasn't with you being like, I can't believe I'm still with this person. I think he was going, do I want to commit? Do I want to stay here? Do I want to take away from my video game time? I think that was like all things that he was thinking over. And he went through the breakup while with you. So the idea that you guys are on the same breakup schedules, that's great. You can't, count on that. And I understand why it's hard to like think of that way, but you have to go, I need my time to get through this. And your time includes no more hangouts. Hey, you need to respect my boundaries. Let him know I need this space. I need you to go away. If you come back to me, this will be hurtful to me. Like, I think you have to let him know, like, the rules of the breakup for you, not his rules. Because right now he's making up new rules on the fly. Well, I like you. One day I'll come back. No. He ain't coming back. Yeah. You have to get through this, and the more you get away from him, the faster that will happen.
And it's more likely, like you said, Jared, like when he was like, I think we shouldn't have communication. I think that's not about him. I think it's about you. Like he it's not that he can't stand to talk to you. He knows that if you keep talking to him, you're not going to let him go, or you're going to keep pursuing it. And I think he doesn't want to, like he said, he doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't want to keep stringing you along. He likes you, but he doesn't want to be in a relationship. And so you go find you somebody else, boo.
Yeah. Listen, it ain't going to be easy. That's the thing. Like the idea that we're going to say something that she's going to go, wow, I don't feel sad anymore.
Right.
No, you're going to feel fucking sad. This is what it is. And it sucks. And I'm sure it sucks for him too. I know he didn't say it in as great a way, or the way she explained it is he wants to save money and play video games is like horrific. But I do think that like, I try to like lean on the idea that like everyone's just trying to get to their happiest place, and his way of doing it might not have been great, but like right now he's trying to stay happy via like keeping you kind of involved, and that softens the blow for him. jtrainpodcast@gmail.com, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com, here with Aaron Jackson at EJ the Comic. Go follow. Let's do one more. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
I got one more. I'm going to forward you one with a screenshot. Is that okay? That sound good? Okay, hold on. Let me get this screenshot ready. I should have sent this to you before.
You sending it in an email?
I'm going to send it in an email. Okay. This one's a long screenshot one. Is that okay? I think we could do it, right? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I'm forwarding to you and Shelby. Okay. I'll start reading while it gets to you, okay? It's called Red Flag or Worth a Second Shot. You ready?
I don't have it yet.
You should get it soon. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Red flag or worth a second shot. Okay. So I went out with this guy. He's been messaging me on Instagram and trying to meet me since December on Valentine's Day. Pretty iconic. Or ironic. Yeah, not iconic. It's, I guess, ironic that this guy's been trying. Okay. But we were fixing to meet up all weekend, and it wasn't working out until that day. And Valentine's Day was on a Sunday, so that makes sense. I really wasn't sure about meeting him since I've had a bad rep of getting into situationships, and I kind of decided in my head that I was done trying with men. LMAO. Okay. I understand what they're saying, but like, you're not done trying with men. You're just done trying a certain way with men. We can't, sometimes that happens where people do this like, well, screw Jeremy's. And it's like, that's not really a healthy way to like to process a relationship that went wrong, that all the Jeremys in the world are the worst people alive. Like to say like, I'm done with men. It's like, well, that's just not you're not trying to fix yourself at that point, because not to say that these situationships aren't the guy's fault, but I'm just saying. I'm definitely seeing red flags since he A, doesn't have a car. B, I'm not sure if he's working or not. He told me he works at a restaurant, but if so, I think he'd be working more often than he does. Anyway, first date started off rough because he sparked up convos with other people rather than me. I had to go up and order myself too, ended up paying. He only got something to drink, whereas I got food, but still. Ugh. Don't play that dude's rule clip. Eventually, convo got going, and it wasn't as awkward. We spent the whole day going from spot to spot and ended up meeting up with a friend. I think he paid for one round of drinks. That's it. LOL. He also skipped out on the bill at one of the restaurants. What? By the end of it, I ended up taking an Uber home. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work out. By the end of it, I ended up taking an Uber home, and he went with his friend. I had planned on not seeing him again, but the next day he texted me, see the first attached screenshot. Okay, let's see the first one. Oh, they're out of order. I fucked this up. Okay, it's the Monday 7th. It's the last one that comes up.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? I'll be him, you be her. I enjoyed being around you.
Me too. It was a nice day. How was your day today?
It's been chill, just relaxing. Would like to see you again.
That's nice. I worked and then I went to the gym. Now I'm making dinner. You can come see me tomorrow or Thursday after work.
Looking forward to it.
She said after work, like, nigga, are you working? Do you have a job? Try to figure it out. Which day do you want to? I'm usually home by 5:30.
We can do tomorrow.
I
think that's it.
You. Oh, that's the first one?
Or is that's the first one. We can do
this
tomorrow.
isn't still part of the same.
It doesn't feel like it. Okay. So let's go back to the email.
Okay.
I gotta say, his texts are not at a certain point, she has to understand what this is. Like, this guy ain't for her. I mean, even the way he texts, I mean, I don't know why she had a bad time, she said. And then he said, I enjoy being around you. And she's like, oh, things are good now.
I need to know how he skipped out on one of the bills at one of the restaurants. And then she was like, and then at the end, I'm like, wait, that wasn't the end? You let him skip out on one of the bills and then you kept the date going?
You're his partner in crime. You're his accomplice at that point.
No, you're just like guys say that girls date for dinner. Like, I think he just dated you to go out for dinner.
Maybe. we ended up okay, so first attached screenshot. That was the first. So I became intrigued to see him again, but I still didn't expect much. You have to be an active participant in your own dating life. Like, this is a very much, oh, he said he liked me, so I'm just going to keep going along with it. Like, you didn't like the first date. He skipped out on a tab. Yeah. He writes, oh, I like being around you. And then he goes, he's just going to come over now? Like,
he's very hot. He's hot.
He's got to be hot. He's got to have abs. Yeah. We ended up hanging at his place where he lives with his mom. I met her briefly, and this was the date that I started to like him. Oh, my God. I when women blame men, like, this is one of the examples that I go, women are like, why do guys act this way? It's because they're acting this way and going and being like, yeah, that's mom. Come on over. Like, I don't know how old these people are.
American people
how old? I want to know
women.
How old they are. Tired of women.
We ended up hanging at his place where he lives with his mom. I met her briefly. Well, the fact that she said he lives with his mom, that means they're above 18, I would assume.
Right, because But
you wouldn't say
maybe
that
he's
about
in college. I hope.
Maybe.
But he doesn't have a car and he lives with his mom and he doesn't have a job, it doesn't sound like, or like a real
We
job.
don't think. Okay. I met her briefly, and this is the date that this is the date that I started to like him. He was respectful the whole time. We didn't, because his mom is upstairs. We didn't hook up because I've told him that's not what I want to do just yet. We laid back and watched a movie, mostly talking the whole time and getting to know each other. We then made plans to see each other the following Friday. He's been checking in on me all week, so I believed everything was so far so good and that he was just as interested. I confirmed plans with him Thursday night, and he seemed down for it still. So Friday rolls around, and he asked how my day was going, but was being slower to respond than usual. See second attached.
All right.
Okay, so let's go from this is the second attach.
So that I can come get you?
I don't think I have that. No, it'd be, oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So I can come get you around 7:30 or 8.
Okay.
Or when do you want me to? I mean, if you're not about it, let me know.
I am.
Okay. I'm getting sushi with Reagan right now.
Who's Reagan?
Sends a picture of Reagan.
Hmm.
She's my blonde friend. I'll let you know when I'm on my way.
Bring him out. I'm in downtown.
She can't because she's been having asthma attacks. Where are you at?
Hoochie.
Let me know where you end up so I can Uber there.
Okay, well, let me know when you're done.
Wait, she's picking him up in an Uber. So does she not have a car?
I guess he's already downtown, so she's going to go meet him downtown, and she's going to go in the Uber after she's done with her friend.
Okay, got it. Okay. Where were we? I'm sorry.
So let me know where you end up so I can Uber there. Okay, well, let me know when you're done.
Okay, I will. You come find me?
Okay. And then that was the end of that. And then he writes, yeah. This is the last one.
I think it continues.
Yeah, it continues. He wrote, yeah. You wrote, okay, will you come find me? I wrote, and then the dude wrote, yeah.
Oh, I thought it continues on the next slide.
No, it's it's sent in the worst order it could ever be sent.
Okay. I think it will come find me. And then he says, okay, well, let me know. No, it's still going. Yeah. And then she says, I'm done. I'll be able to Uber when I'm home in 5. Where should I Uber? And then, oh, I see. Then there's all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said he was at Hoochie. So I have to be honest, I don't feel like waiting around, so I'll be here at home. It's raining, and if you want to come see me, you can knock on my door. 610. Well, I won't say where she lives.
Yeah, we'll bleep that out.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that conversation. Okay. So this is the screenshot. Okay, and when I asked about plans, he responded, okay. As you could see, I was thinking he had made plans, and I was even willing to go pick him up, and we were going out to dinner or whatever. He went downtown, which is where I live, without letting me know beforehand. Third screenshot. I had been patient all day, and I was talking to him 1 to 2 hours. It was taking him 1 to 2 hours to respond, and I called but got no answer, so I eventually told him. Fourth screenshot. Should I have been more patient, or was I in the right to say I wasn't waiting around? Also, do you think he lost interest between Thursday and Friday? I'm trying to get answers to this early on so I don't waste my time and get myself into another situationship. So if you could help me in any way, I would be extremely grateful. By the way, I know I invited him to come over, but did he really do it? No. I got a text at 12:30 a.m. saying he'll be here by 2 a.m. and sorry, my phone died. Should I believe that his phone died at 8 p.m. when I was trying to get in contact? I probably know the answers to these questions, but I'm constantly second-guessing myself, LOL. Aaron, what can we tell this woman that she needs to start doing? Because she says she has a horrible first date, and then this guy basically disappears off the earth, and now she's saying, should I be more patient? And it's like, come on. You have to. And she goes, I'm always in these situationships. I think she needs to be okay with owning some of her feelings. Aaron, what do you think?
Look at your life. Look at your choices.
Honey. Oh, boo-boo. Yeah. Well, he lost interest in between whenever you text and the next girl walked by. Like, don't even. No, he's not. You should not be more patient with him. He's a fuckboy, and he's not interested, and it's fine because you're not really interested either.
No.
So, like maybe just take a step back and think like, if it's because I've been in my share of situationships, and a lot of times it was because I was lonely and it was easy. And you don't have to do that. Just, go hang out with your,
Here's why she's in situationships, and I can see it through her email.
Mm-hmm.
She is interested in having someone's interest.
Mm-hmm.
She's not interested in a relationship. She's interested in being liked. And that will never do well for you. That'll never work out if it's they like me, so I like them, so I'll go on the date, and he texted nice, so I'm involved because they said nice things. No. You have to have taste. And maybe it takes getting away from dating. Maybe it takes not only going out with people who like, and I'll bring this back to I'm super on a health kick right now. And so because I'm trying to deal with my own emotional stuff with eating. And what I noticed was I was always making the wrong food decisions when I was waiting till the last second to eat. Mm-hmm. Because when I was hungry, it would start at, I got to find something healthy. And then it would go, well, I got to find something healthy, but it has to also be the best type of food that can be also healthy, that can also happen within 10 minutes of where I am. And it's like, that's never going to happen. So I've started eating these like bars right as I'm getting hungry. I like eat a bar, and all of a sudden, the world isn't as rushed. The world is a little easier for me. I go to dinner and I'm like, well, even though it was a 200-calorie bar, I'm not walking into dinner being like, I got to eat all the bread, I got to eat the appetizer, I got to have the dinner. The dinner doesn't become as important. The reason I'm bringing this up is because in this situation, she seems like she doesn't know how to date and deal with her own feelings. And that might mean talking to a professional. That also might mean hanging out with your friends and family to get used to the things you like, the type of people you like being around, how you like to feel. But also, it might involve saying, I'm never going out with guys who don't make a date and pick a place and make a plan. Because right now, she's trying to like do level 80 of dating culture. You know, like a guy from her DMs where I'll meet you out. And it's like, you're not ready for that. I can see it in this email. You're ready for a nice guy making a plan for you, calling you to say it's going to be Thursday night at 8, and then he does Thursday night at 8 exactly what he said was going to happen. Not, let's go from spot to spot to spot on Valentine's Day.
Just fitting into somebody's night out. Like, that's not what you want. Yeah.
It's not what you want. So you can't say, I don't want situationships, and then you just go with any guy. You have to, it can't just be a word. What a lot of people do is they use that label because it's a word in the zeitgeist, situationship. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. It doesn't seem like you do know what you're talking about. You have to assess what you really want. Is it a date? Is it a nice person to make a plan? Because right now, she's all over the place. And I listen, we can talk shit about this dude for the rest of the time. He's an idiot. It's not about him because she's letting herself get led by an idiot. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like anybody involved. The guy, she's Ubering everywhere. There's a blonde friend named Reagan. That seems. Yeah. I'm not crazy about that. Yeah.
It just still feels like, and listen, we can say we know what we want, but we have to, what are the definitions of the things we want? Because it seems like she's like, I don't want situationships. Okay, then what do you want? You want to be in some guy's mom's basement watching a movie, and that's the only reason he'll talk to you is because his mom's upstairs? And, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Aaron, anything to add to this? I feel like I ranted, but I really, I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's hard to watch because you're like, yeah, she keeps LOLing her way through it. Oh, and then he skipped on the tab, LOL. At what point do you go, fuck this, I'm out of here?
Yeah, he might be trash.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Aaron Jackson, this was a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
This was so great. Everyone go follow Aaron at EJ the Comic. Go, go, go on Twitter and Instagram. The special Tiffany Haddish presents They Ready Season 2, Episode 2. Go watch. Aaron's fucking hilarious. Shelby, thank you for coming on the ones and twos.
No, thank you.
At Classic Shelb on everything. I'm Jared Freid. We're here Mondays and Thursdays. We'll be back next episode. Boom. Don't forget to like the video you just watched. I have many more. Subscribe to the channel right now. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, you fool. There's even a bell you can click to. Now you've got your week set Monday through Friday. I'm here for you.